God of Thunder returns in Thor The Dark World. After saving the world with the Avengers, Thor has been spending his time restoring peace in the Nine Realms. However, in London, Jane Foster and her assistant Darcy discover strange anomalies. Jane finds herself in another world where her body gets absorbed by this powerful substance called the Ether. This awakens Malekith the Accursed, a dark elf played by Christopher Eccleston, who many years ago fought Odin and his father Bor and plans to use the Ether to lay waste on the Nine Realms. Thor then brings Jane to Asgard for protection, but things get out of hand when Malekith and his army attack Asgard. Despite his father's wishes, Thor decides to go on a mission to stop Malekith with the help of his warrior companions and even Loki. I was very much looking forward to this movie because it seemed like there would be more action and worlds to explore. Plus, having Christopher Eccleston as the antagonist should have been fantastic. But unfortunately, the whole film is anything but that. Most of the exciting action scenes from the trailer were in the first third of the movie, and the Dark World was very dull and not creative. Also, I've been foolishly ignoring the fact that the MCU doesn't give great villains, despite having Class A actors portray them. While the leading actors do alright, it feels as though they're not allowed to be more developed. I mean, Thor is still the selfless hero who wants to do what's right, but Chris Hemsworth's performance feels very lukewarm. The same goes for Natalie Portman. On top of that, Darcy is given a bigger role in this film, and boy, she is a nuisance. Her role in the first Thor movie was pretty much underplayed, but I guess because of the non-existent popularity of Two Broke Girls, Kat Dennings was given more to do. Granted, she's not Jar Jar Binks bad, but she might as well be called the lamest comic relief character in the MCU. In fact, the majority of the humor in this movie falls flat. Another instance is footage of a man-naked Dr. Selvig shown on TV. Any newcomers to this franchise should know that this is not a representation of the levity in the MCU. It is a lot smarter than this. The one thing in the movie that is very worthwhile is, of course, Loki. In the beginning, after a prologue, we see Loki in chains being escorted to Odin for a sentence. It's as if the producers knew exactly what we wanted to see. As always, Tom Hiddleston steals every scene he's in and is a breath of fresh air. The scenes between him and Thor even get a few laughs. But the downside is he doesn't have as much screen time as in the Avengers. In my overall opinion, Thor The Dark World is on par with Iron Man 2. It is tedious, the actors seem to be running on fumes with the one exception, and it doesn't give more than it should. Say what you will about Iron Man 3 and the big, quote, slap in the face, unquote, with the Mandarin, but Robert Downey Jr. still had charisma, and the action was very good, and so was the humor. Almost everything in Thor The Dark World felt like a misfire, so I'm giving this movie my modest disfavor. Thankfully, we will get better movies after this, and I hope that Thor Ragnarok would be better than this bore. I mean, it has the Hulk and Doctor Strange. How can you go wrong with that? And Cate Blanchett looks very cool as Hela. But I am not going to fall for the hype on this one. I'm going to try and avoid the trailers, much like I did with Captain America Civil War, to not have high expectations and have no idea what this movie would be like. Well, that's all I had to say about Thor The Dark World. Feel free to comment below on how you felt about it. If you like it, that's great. It's just not one of my favorites. That said, I'll see you next time.
Thank you.